Fred VanVleet scored a season-high 39 points, and Scottie Barnes had 27 points, 10 assists, and 7 rebounds, while Pascal Siakam had 19 points and Gary Trent Jr. finished with 11 for Toronto. But it wasn't enough, as the Raptors dropped their third straight game of the season. OG Anunoby missed this game with a hip injury and will be reevaluated in 1 week. It's no secret, the Raptors have been struggling lately, and they're currently riding a 3-game losing streak. Those defeats have come against the Orlando Magic twice and the Sacramento Kings. The offense for this Raptors team has been hard to watch. The Raptors rank 27th in field goal percentage and 28th in three-point percentage, which has their record at 13-15, good enough for 10th in the Eastern Conference. Now the Raptors are still very much alive in the playoff race, and there's still a lot of season left. But how the Raptors fare over the next couple of weeks will be crucial as the team decides the best course of action to take at the February 9th trade deadline. Other franchises are reportedly hoping Toronto continues to struggle and decides to enter sell mode. This is per Bleacher Report's Eric Pincus. How's it going, everyone? Luca Rosano here, back with another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about the Toronto Raptors and if they will make any major moves this season. If you could kindly hit a like on the video, it would help it a ton. And please subscribe to the channel if you are new. Plus turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload, as I've been dropping Raptors and NBA content on this channel. Rival teams are hopeful the Raptors will fall off and focus on building a new core around second-year forward Scottie Barnes. Pincus wrote, "The number of teams interested in their players is too long to list." Close quote. If the Raptors do blow up their roster, the biggest prize would be Pascal Siakam. Pascal Siakam has played like an All-NBAer when he's healthy, and the 28-year-old hits free agency after next season, so he wouldn't be strictly a rental either. Guards Fred VanVleet and Gary Trent Jr. are both likely to opt out of their contracts after the season, so the Raptors would run the risk of losing them for nothing if they don't move them. You got OG Anunoby, who's another intriguing piece, and we've seen how he's improved offensively while remaining an elite defender. But Pincus believes the more realistic option is for the Raptors to keep fighting to climb up the standings and avoid a major overhaul. I think it is still early to hit the panic button, and the Raptors were 13-15 at this time last year, but it's also good to be realistic. The Raptors' struggles continue, and their schedule isn't going to get any easier. The upcoming schedule is daunting. 12 straight games against winning teams. They've blown their chance to bank on some early season wins thanks to dropping games that they should have won against beatable teams. And right now, trade season is open. And with players signed to new deals last summer eligible to be dealt starting today on Thursday, Masai Ujiri and Bobby Webster are going to be doing their due diligence on what they might need to improve this team, whether it's by addition or subtraction. If Ujiri and Webster are not happy with the way things are going, making moves becomes almost a necessity for this franchise. Now, let's look at what the Raptors need, and the first thing is obviously shooting. And there are a number of shooters, and just to name a few, there are guys like Sam Hauser, Patty Mills, Yuta Watanabe, Wesley Matthews, PJ Tucker, who are trade eligible, but it's hard to imagine some of the players who are available being traded anytime soon. These players, most of them, are comfortable where they're at right now. So will the Raptors ultimately make a trade? It seems more likely that the Raptors will look elsewhere for upgrades. And this leads me to talking about one big in particular who the Raptors could have their sights set on, and it is Spurs center Jakob Poeltl. Not only does he have a history with the franchise, Toronto selected him with the number 9th pick of the 2016 NBA draft, but he's young, talented, and he's really good friends with Pascal Siakam. And as Sportsnet's Michael Grange recently wrote, a trade involving Poeltl and Doug McDermott, a career 41% three-point shooter, makes a lot of sense. And this is what Grange said. The one name that should be at the top of their list is Jakob Poeltl of the San Antonio Spurs, who Toronto chose 9th overall in 2016 and had them for 2 seasons before he was traded to the Spurs in the DeMar DeRozan Kawhi Leonard deal. He fits all of their traditional criteria in that the Raptors don't want to take on long-term money, as Poeltl is a pending free agent, but they like to have the opportunity to sign someone. If they like them, he would come with bird rights. Toronto has also shown a preference for investing in known qualities rather than shiny new toys. Poeltl is an elite rim protector, offensive rebounder, screen setter, and finisher. He's not a shooter, but his presence would make the Raptors a better defensive team and a more versatile offensive one. If the Raptors could also snag sharpshooter Doug McDermott, all the better. Personally, I don't think the Raptors are going to rip this thing apart. I mean, it would take something drastic for that to happen. I see the Raptors being aggressive and trying to bring in names that were mentioned, like a Jakob Poeltl, and trying to get some shooting help and trying to complement the players that are already here. But given the circumstances and given their schedule and how things have been looking for the Raptors, I'm not going to rule anything out. It's clear to see the Raptors have issues on this team right now, and if this team continues as currently constructed, I don't know if they can get out of this. Now, they were able to get out of it last year, again, having a similar record at this time, and obviously they went on to have a great 2022, making the playoffs, falling short of making it to the second round. But expectations for this team has changed. This is a team that people expect to be in the second round of the playoffs. This is a team that people expect to be, at least I would think, a top 4 team in the Eastern Conference. And we have seen, while everybody has gotten better in the East and some of these Eastern Conference teams have taken steps forward, it's the Raptors who have taken a step back so far from last season. So we already know of the standard that is set here in Toronto with Masai Ujiri and Bobby Webster. They want to see a winning product. They don't care about the play-in tournament. They want to win, and they want to win at a high level. So we're going to see what happens, because if the Raptors continue to lose, something's got to give. It's definitely going to make for a very interesting next couple of weeks for this team. What do you see the Raptors doing, and how do you evaluate this Raptors team as of now? Do you think the Raptors are going to be okay if they ride this thing out and have a similar turnaround to the one they had a year ago? Or do you think major moves are coming? Do you think the Raptors could be in a position where they blow this thing up? Or do you think the Raptors are just going to trust what they have, try to be aggressive, and try to bring in a piece or two that could hopefully get this team over the top? How do you see this Raptors team faring over the next couple of weeks? And what do you see them doing as we get closer to the trade deadline? But right now, I know a lot of Raptors fans did not expect the Raptors to be in this position as we enter the later stages of December and close out this year. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I do want to mention that if you don't see any uploads from me next week, I will be going on vacation, so that is the reason why. We'll be taking a little bit of time off from this channel, and I will be back at it again once I return. So just giving you a little FYI if you don't see uploads next week as to why. But that is it for me, everyone. As always, thank you so much for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. This is Luca Rosano signing off, and I'll catch you all again in the next one.